Welcome to another video on my Arduino Mega2560 with electronics, fischertechnik, mechatronics or mechanics, whatever you call it, and the combination with Arduino Uno connected by SPI, serial peripheral interface. Last time I ended up with actually two problems and probably three. One problem is still that the SPI bidirectional communication doesn't function. From the Mega to the SPI it works, backwards not so much yet. Then in the end of the last episode I found that this part is entirely skipped for some reason. So this is actually this part, so this one, and the high is which is supposed to happen when this switch is being pressed, is not signaled. Then another point is still this propeller is not working. Now in one of my other projects I discovered that that is maybe due to a faulty transistor here. So I want to replace that and see if that makes the motor go running, which is the easiest solution yet, because then I will pay more attention to this part and the SPI will come after that. So let's first see if this is indeed the problem or solution. And to make sure that it kind of works, I want to alright, I thought with a simple movement of this board to break the wiring, but not so much, so I need to do it in another way. So I'll just lift this, put a similar in, and see if this works. And I'm afraid the answer as yet is no, there's no change. So let me change it back and also see if I am dealing with the same transistor. The answer is yes, I'm dealing with the same transistor, same model to be more exact. So unfortunately that was not the solution. Point is now, what is the voltage over it? So in comes a multimeter which I have yet to set up. I could have prepared it, but I didn't. .30 volts direct current, and measuring. Right, let me put it right here. So it goes on what is the voltage, the potential difference between this one, which is 5 volts, and this one also. So that is the reason that that it doesn't work. Question is, what is measured here? 2 volts. So there is something wrong with this transistor. How do I solve it? Buy another transistor, because it may just be that the transistor is faulty. And I have to find another one. And this may be it. So let's do something. Right. So let's once again replace this transistor by another one. And alright. Now it doesn't work yet. So what's the potential difference? This still being 5 volts and this still being 5 volts. So this is not correct. There's a problem with the transistors I'm using, unfortunately. I have to find a solution for that pretty quickly, because I want to have all motors working. I have several transistors at my disposal, but the question is, are they all broken or just one? So once again, a replacement. And so far it doesn't look like it's solved. Unfortunately. On the other hand, there's another problem, and that may be due to the next item, because in the beginning this motor and this motor as well would pause when it hit that switch. Okay, let me go over to mouse. So this one would stop, this one would stop temporarily when hitting this, or it would start whenever it hit. And as previously indicated, let's select the proper board. Yes, serial monitor, and it indicates low, but there's no high. Now looking at when it is high, that would be signal digital 9. Looking at digital 9, where does it come from? That is this wire. And then I need to measure it again. So I have to be a bit careful now. So with this wire, what is the voltage over the line? And that is absolutely 0. Well, not always 0. You'll see. No, you don't. If I point the camera better at the multimeter, there is a very slight movement, but it's not enough to say alright, it's in the voltage. So that is a problem for now. So where does it come from? Measuring from here, and that's a bit of a problem, measuring everything nicely. So let me do it again. If I measure from here, I get 4 decimal something, let's say 4 volts, which is not correct, which should be 5 by the way. And now I notice something else. Alright, this is 2 volts something. So let me bring the multimeter back on. So measuring here, then measuring here, and measuring here. And now for some reason, while pressing on it, its behavior started to respond normally. And you can see that right here. High is back. So why is that suddenly everything is back to normal? This is alright. This is now alright as well. And this. Do I see a high again? No, I don't. Alright. This is very odd. something wrong in the circuit, but what? Alright, the problem seemed to be due to the fact that this rod that touches the sensor is not pressing the sensor deep enough. I did try to reconstruct it, but that seemed to work in a different way, being that it sometimes worked and sometimes didn't. Well, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does work. Also, this motor stops now and then. Now, when I analyze my code, the point is that this motor is just going on, which is no problem. However, that also causes a difference in dealing with it. See, this is a delay. Here's another delay, and if the sensor reading is exactly at the moment of a high, then this is happening. When it is not at a high, this is happening. So yes, it does work, as proven quite a few times already in here with delays, etc. And it is a bit hard to find back when it is a high, but it does happen. So there's no problem in the software, there's no problem in the hardware. It is just the fact that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Does it influence this motor? I don't think so. There is something different. When I take the multimeter again and measure trying to avoid the propeller right here, it says 4 volts. When I measure right here, it says less than 4 volts. So this is a potential difference, which means that this transistor is functioning correct and this one isn't. Measuring here gives 4 volts and measuring here still gives the same voltage. So I need to replace that transistor. That said, problem solved, kind of. Because I still have not found a transistor that works, but at least I know what is causing it. Which brings me back to the SPI, because this value is not what I want. It is something right here that I want somehow. So let me focus on that for the remainder of this video, and maybe I find still a transistor that works. We'll see. When considering the SPI bidirectional problem, I made a thorough review of my slave code, which is running on the Uno, and I think I may have found a problem. or misunderstanding or whatever. Anyway, I think that this may be the problem. When I look at the variable pos, how is it defined? Volatile byte. Last time I tried to use rx underscore signal, which is also volatile byte. And here I am using pos as command. So why don't I just say, alright, I comment this out, copy, paste, and I say, alright, if this is pos, then like this. Hopefully it works, because example shows just like that. Instead it uses switch command. Well, switch is if you have many options and you don't want to use if. Well, I don't have many options, but I have a character input. So let's see how this works out. And of course, again, let's first put this out. I have to select Uno. I have to select the correct port. Let me say, yeah, now they are correct. Upload. Compile and upload. Alright, so once again back here, selecting the Mega, selecting the port, and then show show monitor. Oh dear, oh dear. Ouch. Where is the plotter? I selected it, but I don't want to use it, so how do I shut it? Alright, now I do have a problem. Let me just shut it off and try again. So sketchbook, resend this one. Now let's see. This is alright. Serial monitor. Oh dear. Alright, maybe this solves it. Going to Uno, selecting the port, Uno. Does the monitor work? No, because the plotter is open. What did I do? How do I shut off the serial plotter? That's a very good one. Let me find out. Alright, last part of this video. The serial plotter problem can only be solved in one way. Shutting down Arduino, removing the connectors. And then I mean the USB cables which go from the computer to the Arduino board. Otherwise, totally remove these devices. That is the only way to close the serial plotter. So now this is working again, and what I see is that after changing, let me go down, after changing this to POS, it at least says, alright, it's 0. Now the question is, can I change this in something else? For example, D. So I again have to select the Uno, compile. It was not declared. No. Alright. Then I go to, and let's see how I have done this, because this is, yeah, double quotes. So I keep this in double quotes. That's better. Done uploading. Now what does it say? Now mine to do serial monitor 255, which is a full byte. So apparently you have either a full byte or something else. Can I do this different? Because I also have something like this. Already tried character, but that didn't work, but that was before I used POS here. So shall I say int instead of character? See what that means, see what that gives. So that means really? I thought it would work. Oh, DEC. I'm sorry. So DEC it is. Alright, restarting serial monitor. Nope. Here I do send 0. What if I say 1? What does that do? I'm curious about this. Alright. And select back. Monitor. No, it's still character. It is still a character. So, one last test. Now, serial monitor, does it receive the SPI test properly. Apparently not. That could mean that it doesn't do anything right now, or I should say something like, alright, 0 received, and that it just skips this, but that's for another time, not for now. Alright, I've done this. Now I have to test on this one. Serial monitor. Here you see high coming by, and SPI is 255 and not 0. Okay, that's it. So the 0 was apparently something which skipped in between, unfortunately. What did I do? Trying to fix this circuit by replacing a transistor. Hasn't worked yet. Finding out why the digital 9 is high and low. Right now it is stuck on the high, giving this propeller some jolts now and then, and the SPI still doesn't work. Trying with 0, replacing something with by pause, still doesn't work, but I don't give up. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Please donate to keep everything coming your way. For more information on donating, please see my website, on which you can also find my other projects. New projects coming, and this is certainly to be continued. So, bye bye.